go Burning Man. $40K film quality. Okay. Aquaman oppresses fish. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Oh, fuck. Don't kill! You don't have a ghost mansion. Vile Mance. Dick Romancer. Come fuck me then. Oh! I think this game is over.
Nigga, you could be doing data shit making that dough, but you're a fuckboy, so you play the video games instead.
Yeah. So what of it? They're fun. I die in them. The one thing I can't do in RL. Continue irregardless. Oh yeah, that fucking...
Remember when Angry Joe shot a dude's chin off and stole a pound of his sugar and used both to prank call an elderly clothing store's phone line?
That was fucked up. Oh yeah, is I Boba Fett here? Because he's showing me this game. sZone Online. This is a real game. It costs $1.09. Please install. I snorted. Irregardless, yeah, I like when someone's angry and uses irregardless on you. Cybertime Games. Umbra, F-Mod, Speed Tree, Big World. Oh. That's not in English. Oh, it crashed. And it keeps crashing. Okay, well, it's... This game crashed, but it's impervious to that. It's impervious to its own code. Except... Circum Soldier, I need your help. This game is called fucking sZone Online. Like this. sZone. I believe there's a hyphen. Oh, I have to sign in. Ah, fuck. Characters list. Native or foreign? What, a Frenchman? The name aliens was initially used as a negative interrogatory term. Okay. It's spelled like this. sZone online. I have to log in again. Is this a trick? Okay. Well, it got quiet again, so. Native or foreign? Warrior Druid. Vin Diesel. Main. Wind Cheater. Sorry, wrong name or password. I don't know, sound. The secretary's gonna say a thing and it'll. Yeah, I want some of these dad. Make Welgie with those gloves. Look at those hands. Look at them. There's a man in me.
sZone online.
sZone. There, I was finally able to say it. Nova Scotia shirt. I don't know. Diesel. Pretty good. Remember Gary Oldman? Old man? Harlem. The black guy's called Harlem. Holy shit. Kid. Osmond Wiz. Soul. Patriot. Hardcore. Com Summel. Infantry. Common. Main. Marley. Die Hard. I might play as a Harlem. Ford. Sly. Becker. That's pretty good. Ferguson, yeah. I think it'll be a Harlem. That's fucked up. I think this is name. Consideration. Use the mouse to look around. Look at him. Close and don't show again. Well, I don't know how I'd fucking click on that. Oh, I turned it way too low, I guess. So far, the story's pretty good. Yeah, let's make this look fucking incredible. Best Harlem. Visibility range. Let's not go nuts. Reboot, reboot, reboot. Okay, I had to restart it. Angel of Harlem. This game is sZone. It's like Zion. Okay, let's invert that shit, you fucker. The game must be restarted to invert. Talk to Misha. Cool. Did you see that? The train crashed. I can't believe that people survived. You saw what happened? Yeah, I did. The train traveled as it should, and suddenly bang, the train exploded and stopped. People were thrown out. Different people. Passengers, tramps, soldiers. Almost all were alive. It's a miracle. Do you know why I crashed? I just told you. I could use some weapon. You still got that pistol? Control, backpack. What is this? A bill? Invalid bill. This bill from the outer world was signed by a citizen who owed a small sum of money. There are mistakes in bill wording which put in doubt its legal validity. Not every zone trader will accept it. They wanted to make like Stalker online, but made this instead. Something far better. F. Fell out from the truck. Check it. Okay. He said a train crashed? Is this it? Talk to Misha Kokagarov. Misha. More of a Ukrainian name, I think. Hello. You guys want to join? This game costs $1. Actually, I think it's free on their website, and it's $1.09 on Steam. It's fucking sZone online. Right, one more survived? I'm wounded, I need help. There are mutants. Bye. You took a quest. Open your journal, hold down control, and... or press J. Need something to repair, I repair things. I need repairs. From the frying pan into the fire. Kill 5 rats near the station. Doc, I was bitten. I wish you could be a monster and fuck people around. You can see a health bar. That's someone's voice chat I'm hearing. Hey, fuck you. Yo, fuck Lords of Fallen. Why didn't I play this? KS him. Yo, fuck you. Wow, of course the black guy has a gun. Okay, so was that the 5 rats? You've killed 4 out of 5 rats. Fuck you. Attack of mutants is thrown back successfully. Someone needs to report about it to the station master. Mutants retreat. One more survived. Mutants retreat. Attacks become less frequent. Your work unexpectedly. Such skills come in handy in the zone. My pleasure. Okay, I'll go to the crash site. This game's fucking sick. Is that guy? How are you doing? Show me the goods. Do I have a license? Show me the goods. A C medkit. I can't. Okay, you shit. This game's gonna get shut down tomorrow. How business? Let me see your goods. A wind cheater. Yes, please.
Avenge the Tramps, Harlem Globetrotter of Russia.
Okay, the Harlem Globetrotters, okay. I'm sure I'll find all this shit pretty soon. The back end. Okay. Yeah, we didn't translate any of it after the first 1 minute. Finish dialogue. I have questions. No time to twaddle. Rat mutants are near. We need to banish beasts until they become even more. We gotta get rid of them until there's more of them, dude. Okay, well, you fucking need me out of here. Is it not showing her? That's fucked up. I'll do this in winded mode. Prajnia. These characters are sick. Okay, no, it shouldn't work. Pneumonia. Yeah, there should be fights. It's not free though, so if you can spare if you can spare $1.09, then you can join fights. Is twaddle a Russian saying? Get out of here, Harlem. To fight mutants and bandits, you need to find a shift. Ah, sick. Don't come here. Stay away. Are you alright? Are you from the train too? Listen. Why this train was wrecked? Why you did that? The only black guy. Anomalies are spots within the zone. Is this made by that fucking Ariel Kickstarter? Ariel? That Vladimir Putin emailed personally and Russian hackers are trying to stop and shit? And they just stole assets from the Unity store. Well, not even. Just like advertisements for asset packages from the Unity store, and they're like, yeah, this is our game. Okay. A 49-year-old unidentified man went berserk last night. Ah, fuck you. Wizard walls blocking. This guy tells you to get the fuck out, but if you ask if he's okay, he tells you his fucking life story. The registration page is really good. Move the cross to an interactive object. But the usual laws of physics and time do not work. Is this the only black guy? You really want to trade with the only black guy? No. No.
All you had to do was follow the damn Harlem.
Harlem. I had to This is an early access game. If you're just looking at for it in normal, if you look at it in normal, you not fine. White train was crash. You okay? Okay. Yeah. Mankind deserves kill. Okay, so is it that? Scourl. Arena fight. Okay. There's PvP at least. Are you ready for the fight? Chop vac simulator. I'd fucking breed her. That fucking one guy. Yep. I'd love to breed you. Yeah, so I didn't get the quest wrong, or that's some Guernica shit. Oh, crash.
I had no idea this was an MMO until I saw the other black guy run past you.
It's it's an MMO. Oh, I'm in the arena. A prey. Zarlorg is in here. Star-Lord. Oh, so it's just me and Zarlorg. Kind of want to play Fallout Online, where the Russians run around. And everyone's having piss and fights until they start seeing Russians show up in the chat, and they're like, fuck, there are Russians near, and everyone just gets inside and works together and tries to fight off the roving bands of Russians. Zarlord got killed already.
Bro team, come and breed these bitches with me.
But okay. Sex? Okay. Put on a spooky story, 'cause this game got no music. I thought Seaman Battle was you add food color to your Simmons, and like 5 men put the 2 of comms in big bowl, and last color of Simon left is the winner. Weapon is empty. There he is! Weapon issues. Zarlorg, I fucking swear to Christ. Where is he behind that one? You're unconscious. Unconscious. Zarlorg, shit! Rest? You just, okay. Well, I was... Wow. Cool fight. Damn it, what's the matter? You heard about the mutants, right? You'll see a wild dog. A friend went there and it fucked them up. What sort's a dog? Haven't you seen dogs before? Finish dog. You've gained useful experience from your defeat. New quest, beware of the dog. You hear about that fucking dog up there? I didn't do anything wrong. He's already arrested him. Why should I go to Lubeck? What is the zone? Okay. May I stay here? I didn't do anything wrong. To be honest, I don't like that idea. May I stay here? To be honest, I don't like the idea. No offense. I don't know, Harlem. Why don't you find something to do? Zarlorg, Kikiku, E-Hot. There's just one server for this game, and it's on an oil rig. Why the train crashed? Whether people were transported? Many people survived? I must go. I am away of here. Remind, who can help? I didn't do anything wrong. You are a man. Oh yeah, Fallout Online is a mod for like the first Fallout or second? Okay, so northeast. Oh, you've actually played it? Yeah, how is Fallout Online? Are there quests and do you do anything or do you just... This is a business, Harlem. Oh, is this that dog? There's a dead alien. Zappo, it's pronounced. Okay. Item names. Item name. Insect the corpse. Okay. Bald tail? Bald tail, that's kind of a... That's fine. So these aren't the problem. The dog up the street is the problem. This is that zoom in. I'd go in that shed. She's silent? Fix it, fix it, fix it. What the fuck? Don't be timid. Constant open PvP everywhere.
You call this romance, Harlem?
People kept killing you for no reason. Yeah, that's pretty good. And they can take all your shit? Is that Templar? Well, I guess I'm dead. I didn't hear these Cundervass sneaking up on me. Is it your hand car? What you want? No, it's Charon. Charon's dead. How I get a hold of gold? Off we go. I'll keep that in mind. I should have went back and handed in my quest. I'm off the Noob Island already. Marcus, there's Zim, no Pop. Hello. Hey, can you tell me what is here? Why are you so angry? No. You don't know me and I never saw you. Why are you so angry? My job is to watch railways. Your job is to nod your head and keep quiet. And where are bread, salt shows? Bread, salt, a movie. It was a perfect date. Hey, stalker, what you want? Listen up, can you do me a favor? Deliver this 15 rub to Tyomich. Why don't you deliver it yourself? It is a long story, just do what I ask you. Okay, give me your 15 rub. I will do it. Are you the blacksmith? Maybe. I was told you can help. Nobody will be nursing here, so don't relax. There's crafting in this. Okay, I'll come back with a stick. BXOD. The blacksmith said you got a spare gun. I'll give you 15 rub for it. Name your rub.
Well, fuck you.
Like what? Bap. Bap. Well, fuck you then. They say you are Mr. Know-It-All. Howdy ho. Now that's a lie. I am but a humble tradesman with benefits, perhaps. Is that a sexy thing? Oh,
Как же Бермудский треугольник? Вы же не станете спорить, что... Да, ну, спорить. Нет никакого Бермудского треугольника.
Нет.
Есть треугольник АБЦ, который...
The three blind men. Will you like a storage? What is it? Storage?
Вот в средние века было интересно.
Oh yeah, fuck.
В каждом доме жил домовой. В каждой церкви Бог. Люди были молоды. А теперь каждый...
To arena. Items names. Unite.
Как скучно. Но вы же сами говорили, что зона порождение сверхцивилизации, которая...
100 experience for 3. Oh shit.
Законы, треугольники. Никаких тебе домовых, и уж, конечно, никакого бога.
Can you put it in your toe, then use your toe?
Тот самый треугольник.
You're shit to me.
Я уж просто и не знаю. Вот, я давеча говорил вам.
Ichigo! Oh yeah, put your medicine.
Привал я на вдохновение.
Okay, let's go fucking.
Откуда мне знать, как назвать?
Yair, Gallo Senghin.
You're gonna... Yeah, bro. I can see ya. Ah, fuck my ass. There you go. There's a green thing over there. Do you have flashlight? This is gonna be like Nether. A perfect game. Oh, dogs. Don't come over here. You just fucking drive around in Toyota trucks and shoot at dogs all day. It's just... Soviet. Oh, they're mutants. Puppy mutant. MP head. The bullets took a bit to decide there. Take their heads, we gotta analyze. Dead leveled up yet? I tried to make an account and found... What, for this? Did you guys actually join this? I'll stay near the start zone. I think you can just skip doing quests and run up the thing. Put on some smoke stars. Then you wouldn't be able to hear this. Does this have songs? Yep. Go ball. Yeah, what's that? Do I have a quests? Beware of the dog. Find out why he's so angry. Oh yeah, so I fucked that already. I saw that I could ask this guy why that guy's so angry. sZone. This game is called sZone.
Примерно лет 20 тому назад здесь будто бы упал метеорит. Полил дотла поселок.
Why is Proctor so angry? Procor. Well, he does meet the trains and the newbies, so he must be stressed out. Give him my special smoke, the whole pack. Give him some cigarettes. He's trying to quit, but trade a journal. Nope. Pastels. You may know me by my online handle, Pastiche. I hate feminists and vampires. Also, I've killed tons of guys. They're all trying to rape me and I stabbed them. Right in the eye. Hey, stalker, I don't have time. Which one's Procor? Can I give him head? Mutant puppy head. 105 rub. Okay, well he didn't give me the cigarettes. It's called sZone. That's sZone, then online. Yup. This is like a Sizzler MMO. Okay, this time could you fucking actually give them to me? Preserves. 1, 3, I don't know. E-cap? Does this have in-game? You purchase? Add GB. Fuck you. Well, the game just crashed. Can I ignore that? Is it still going? Yep. Yeah, I can still play, you fucker. This game's incredible. Is Dragon Age the 3rd worth getting? Because it's 30% off right now. Okay, first sell. Give them journal? Okay. Oh, bills are their in-game thing. They sell it?
Ничего себе подарочек. Зачем им это понадобилось? Чтобы сделать нас счастливыми. Зона — это очень сложная система ловушек, что ли.
Okay, so he doesn't want any of that shit.
Не знаю, что здесь происходит в отсутствии
Confirm.
человека.
Did I get it?
Но стоит тут появиться людям, как все здесь приходит в движение. Бывшие ловушки еще.
Carton of cigarettes. Dragon Age the 3rd. Word on the street. Heard it sick. Yeah, it's really good, I hear. Played it nearly 9 hours. Oh shit. Guess so. Witcher 2 is worth it. Yeah. What if I had some... Okay. What if I had some cigarettes for you? No. Maybe he's not Procore. Marcus, and the only black guy. Is that you guys? He stole a dude's chin and a pound of his sugar. I'll bring some tails. What are you thinking? I'll get you some hobgoblin hair. What are you talking about? I have other business. I'll bring you some bald tail. You have a coin? Take 10 rubles. I think you mean rubs. Like I almost said fuck. As you wish. That's what he starts with. I brought you the rats. I'm getting hungry. I'll try. You offended me, kid. I told you the secret with all the heart, but you... Hey, youth, and I wanted you to take in a share. Good luck. Got more job? Nope. You offend me, kid. Why you need them? Puppy heads. I do not take less. New quest, puppies heads. This is a circumsoldier MMO. Give me 10 puppies heads. I do not take less. It's rubbles, not rubs. No, it's rubs. Oh, is this the guy? Hi, would you like to use the storage? What is it? Even this guy lets you access the storage. How do I get to that? Maybe outside. Jump, please. Jump! Oh, he's too tired. I do not accept puppy bodies. Yeah. Heads only, please! Okay. Shit, dude. Oh. I am all ears. I am from Kokgorov. A newcomer? Awesome. New to the zone, right? How's Kokgorov going? Getting by? I heard a train with supplies crashed. I wouldn't hope for that train too much. That's not good at all. The passengers are alive. I have seen a couple of survivors. It looked like a military operation. Okay. I'm investigating a train crash. This is like the secret world. Tell me about the army men. Tell me about your local stalkers. Crowwoods. Okay. Basic quests? Oh, shit. Choice of profession. Greek the commandant from the former police station. Square 313. Take notice of people with special talents. So... God, this is exhilarating. Especially how silent everything is. Turn off the USSR movies running on background. Less on the wall, the shaving cream. Hello, tiny man. God, you're a miracle of science, aren't you? Well, one bullet ought to do. Give you a 9mm injection for that. Listen to the sound they make. Okay, this one. I wanted to hear the child moan. We're not monsters. We're just starving Russian kids.
Get out of here, globetrotter.
Oh, he left. It's weird that this child didn't want to be murdered. Please end this game. I don't know about that one. Because dead, it's a shine on that road.
Shit ass.
Shit balls. Shitty balls. Have you just developed a hardened shell to not be disgusted by the crap you have to play for the sake of your videos? I enjoy terribles. I enjoy a terrible more than a really good game. So I guess, it's therapy to find someone who is more filth than I am. Okay, so was that a cool quest? Or mutant rat tails. 500 experience, 500 rub. Yeah, are you guys joining? The servers are about to be overloaded because everyone here in chat is downloading it right now. Oh shit, what was that from? Shit, it was when I was playing that Alan game and someone donated and the secretary said that. Shit balls. Shitty balls. Have you ever played Deadly Premonition? Yeah. I've been streaming it. I think I hit a dead end or a very boring part, so I haven't played it in a bit. You killed Brownie? The fuck shit is that? Oh. Oh. I will lay to rest. Puppy mute. Oh yeah, I need their skulls anyway. I was just killing them. What's the don't. Where's the beef? Okay, so then just being Canadian hold you back. Yep. Specialization, base skills. H. Oh, it's H though. Nope. Oh, holster. You. Reputation. Oh, clan management. P. I'm trying to find the social menu. Equipment. Actvarium. All of it is social. I remember a movie where a man kidnaps a man's son and says if he does not commit suicide, he'll kill his son. Police decide fake man's death so he will leave man's son alone. But the father actually killed himself, but man find out he is working with police, so he throws his son off a cliff, but then he find out man actually killed himself, so man killed himself in jail. Why did he do any of that then? Get the fuck out of here. Weapon issues. You killed 3 different mutants and gained experience 300. They reward diversity in this. All these dogs guard that thing. Does it do... Oh, it's green my health? I wonder how much of this game is on the strangelog. Hey, fuck you, man. Us Harlem's gotta stick together. Black actors. Ah, it's on the other side of this thing. Fuck you. Mitch, no help! I didn't know. Oh, do I have 44 bullets, and this one has 330 bullets? Yep. If I got you a town, oh, I have banished already, but thank you. I hear it's really good, so it probably has no place here. Okay, let's get some ghost stories going.
My left bottom molar really hurts when I chew things. Is this a sign of AIDS? By the way, you're a fag, thank you.
Thank you. You're a faggot, thank you. Top 13 scariest creepy bastards.
Your lights down and your volume up.
Okay, well, you're obnoxious. We need David Cummings. Story. Well, I didn't shower for 21 years. Burnout.
Harold had moved past silent awe and...
Is this him?
After his 30th birthday came and went, with the realization that he was going nowhere, Harold...
Kyle Akers. Oh, what?
Be able to see the logic in what I was doing.
What I was doing. Jeff Clement. Yo, you gotta... Yo. Reaper. Oldest Gyri.
Chilling.
But I can't help thinking how things could have...
This is a white dude.
Dark nights.
Can you guys hear this okay? Bye, Oldest Gyri. Why is his arm so long?
Creeper by Stephanie Thompson.
Cummings the Riot. We've listened to all the Cummings stories. Well, I have, and I don't want to hear a bunch of them again. Bye, Oldest Gyri.
By my count, Leslie did
Scary
far more
Joe's
wrong
stories.
by me than I did by her.
Gary
I was
Joe's
mad
stories?
at first, but forgave her in the end. Yet she seemed to be mad more often than not. I guess all relationships have their ups and downs, and it did work itself out in the end, so
Bet he
it's
can
all
hurt
right
me
now.
through this. Yo, fuck you, I can't shoot through that.
But I can't help thinking how things could have been different. She should have just gotten rid of the house in the beginning. If she'd done
they're
that,
going all the way
then
around.
maybe
Nope.
she'd be alive today. As it was, the house was worth next to nothing.
Are you
The
evil?
painting on the wood siding was peeling where it wasn't
Murder him to
rotting,
find out.
and shingles were
Good day,
found
sir.
up and down the street after every storm. Virginia Creeper choked the front yard, squeezing out every
Virginia
blade
Creeper?
of grass or flower like a playground bully.
Wait,
Leslie
Okay, Stu is
talked
possible.
about the wonderful things she was going to do to the house. The purple siding and the pink shingles with the black shutters. She was going to have silver curtains and yellow stepping stones.
I'm ready for the real
sky
job.
blue door. But Leslie liked the Creeper, which she often called Ivy, and she was going to name the place Creeper's
Just
Knoll.
go around shooting shit. I don't know.
If it wasn't for the house, maybe
Kitty
we could have
sprinkles.
gone back to dating, like before college separated us. That was really the first thing that got in the way. The first time she abandoned me.
Okay, just yeah.
But I couldn't get too mad about
is that the
that.
guy
I
I
understand
just
why she did it.
confronted?
She said long distance was too difficult to manage, and I didn't want to get in the way of her studies. I would have gone too, but I wasn't accepted to her school, and I didn't have the money. On one of our last dates, we went to a winter carnival. Leslie was home for a few weeks over Christmas break. She didn't want to go out because it was cold, but I finally talked her into going to the carnival. It was maybe a week till Christmas, and we rode the Ferris wheel because I told her the lights of the town would look really nice. When the ride moved slowly, still
This is
filling
fine.
up with people, we watched houses and lights come into view
advanced
as we rose
technology.
higher and higher. At the very top, I looked over at Leslie. She was snuggled tightly in a black wool coat with a matching knit scarf and hat. A crescent moon glowed beside her. It illuminated her ash-blonde hair like silver threads that shifted slightly in the breeze. Her breath floated in the air.
Who's there?
like
Good day.
wisps of
I'm
fog.
leaving.
It looked like her
Yes,
soul,
go away.
the
I was
essence
just
of
telling
her
you
being,
also to leave.
leaking from her.
Well, I have
drawn
a
out by the
quest.
moon.
I was wondering what's this all
I
about.
kissed her then because she looked so
Fawn?
perfect.
I don't read
And I
newspapers. You
just
talk about
wanted
the
a little bit
rainbow.
of that to seep into me.
Dude,
She
profession.
broke up with me in a
Druid!
letter in the new year. She didn't call or visit. It was so
I wanna be a
weird
woodsman.
to open that letter.
Six,
Excited
six,
to get
six, 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 six.
correspondence and see it
Anti-rad.
was over. That really pissed me off.
I really pissed me.
I'm not sure I forgave her 100% for that. I never lost track of her, though.
Kenzo. Is that one of you?
She finished college and moved back to town eventually.
Is this a fucking
I
biography?
would run into her sometimes, but it wasn't the way it was
Her breath
before.
floated in the air.
Not until her aunt died.
The Greek
and
told
left
me to
Leslie
come.
the house. That damn house. Then Leslie came around more often. She'd come and sit in my living room, drink whiskey and cola, and stare at Creeper's Knoll.
Okay, velociraptors.
I'd
Don't
make
touch
us a
our.
drink after drink
s-
until
our,
her words
uh,
slurred, and I'd call a cab for her. Eventually, I gave her keys to my house in case she wanted to come over when I wasn't there. One day, she was there before me. She was sitting in front of the window, as usual, but she wasn't
As
staring
usual.
at the house. Now, she was watching a point on the floor. Her jaw was tight,
Her
her
jaw.
face stony.
What's in that locked room?
I can throw rocks.
The room where the utility room used to be?
I said nothing.
Stone
It
throw.
wasn't none of her business.
Some fucking girl.
Not until it was finished, anyway.
By Otis Gyrie.
Then I noticed papers spread
Toilet
across
paper.
the coffee table and sofa.
Add to favorites
My
for sure. That.
papers. My private papers. Anger flashed through my body, emanating from my stomach and heating my fists and face.
I
Why
heat
were you
my
looking
fist
through
by
my
punching
stuff?
her. A lot.
Didn't mean to. I just saw the picture and was curious.
She didn't look at me. Her voice was soft. A million images flashed in my mind, so many options for action that it was confusing. I wasn't ready, though. Not yet, not quite. It was all arranged, just
Jalo.
not quite ready.
Don't fuck me up.
Leave, please, I said through clenched teeth. If I can't trust you to respect my privacy, then just leave. She said nothing
Yeah,
else
fuck
and
this
left.
guy up.
She didn't leave anything behind. She had to have expected I'd get mad. I had every right
You killed
to.
Spidey.
I immediately
I got a
regretted it,
Spody-Dody.
though. I just lost my temper for a moment. I was sure she would come back. She had to come back to watch Creeper's Knoll.
Ah!
She
Creeper's
didn't come
Knoll.
back. She didn't watch the house anymore. She started to watch me. She hung curtains, which were a nice, sensible beige.
Back in action,
by the
back
way,
in action.
Not silver. In the front windows, and peeked out between the panels.
This feels like a Morgan Freeman domestic
During the day,
violence
workmen
mission.
came with giant slabs of
Domestic.
drywall and packs of laminate floors and tiling. At night, I saw her shifting the curtains, sitting in the dark, watching me. I couldn't take it anymore. She was going too far, watching my every move. We were separated by a street when we should have been together. I decided to end it. Ready or not, the time had come. I called her at work, where I knew she had to answer the phone.
Isn't this the quest guy?
Hello?
Look, Leslie, I just wanted
Look,
to say I'm
Les, okay?
sorry. We should
Say
get a
more.
drink and go back to being friends.
I don't know, Jamie. It's just
We...
things have gotten complicated.
I don't know if we should break up.
I know, but it's okay. We can sort this out, I said. Things had changed, but I was going to end it. Look, I'll bring the wine and we can sit up in Creeper's Knoll. I know you've had some work done. I want to
Okay,
see
so
what you did.
is Creeper's Knoll a show?
There
or-
was a wait, and then she agreed.
All right, Jamie.
We had a date at 7 p.m. All of the work I'd
restaurant.
done was coming to fruition. Tonight, we could be together.
Come to fruition.
She hadn't come home
just
that
friend-zoned the
summer
chick.
after she broke up with me, or the next winter. She took summer classes and attended winter
Girls can
sessions.
just override if you're
She
friends
moved off
on them. She's
campus
just
and
like,
had
I
an
don't know.
apartment to help accommodate her new
Okay, then we
schedule.
have a date.
I missed her so much, it was maddening. If I'd ever had real money, maybe I could have gone to college as well. I could have had my own apartment and take classes. I could have been collegiate, too. I'd hoped Leslie would come home when my mom passed. I'd hoped she would come to the funeral.
It's a room in the house, Creeper's
We were
Knoll.
supposed to be friends, at least. But she didn't come.
He is still on the phone
She
to her.
didn't send a letter.
I hung up with the dirty
I still
bitch.
missed her. But she came home early from
Dumbfounded
college
by-
because all of her extra classes.
Jamie, are you
she
still
got to
there?
Graduate early.
I had
that
already
didn't
hung up the
change
phone.
anything
She
either.
heard a different man's
She
voice.
had her 9 to 5, and she didn't visit me, so it was good what I did.
Jamie, you have a distinct voice. I know this is you.
After her aunt died, she came back to me. I should have thought of that the first time.
You
But
could have
I
been a
had counted on
contender.
that house. I didn't really think she would get it, much less like it and
He
move
fucking
in.
doesn't understand.
I mean, I
gotta
would have
explain
lit
all
it
the
up
plot
if I'd known
points.
Leslie would invest all her time and attention in it instead of me. Leslie was at Creeper's Knoll right on
Leslie
time,
was it?
which was surprising because she was
at
usually
Creeper's Knoll?
late, especially when it was important to me, like the night of the winter carnival. She was wearing the same coat that she had had that night, too. We went inside together. Leslie was very quiet. Well, I've got some wine and glasses, I started. I opened the top
Oh,
of the
glasses.
bottle.
I'm interested in
I
those,
didn't realize
fucking
it was
idiot.
so expensive. I couldn't afford those ones with the corks. I tried to sound jovial, but Leslie's attitude was making it difficult. She kept moving back from me, practically jumping. She used one hand to move her hair, constantly putting it back behind her one ear. The other hand she kept firmly in her pocket.
She's gonna
Creeper's
shoot
Knoll
him.
was looking nice, very sanitary at least. When are you finishing the outside? I tried to hand her a glass, but she made
That
no effort
vibration.
to take it. I sipped the wine. I still held Leslie's glass, too.
Everyone always whispered about you.
Everyone fucking makes
Suspected
fun of
you
you
of
behind your back. You're fucking.
Various things.
I don't know what you mean. Have you already been drinking? I laughed. I had to force casual now, as the situation was out of my control.
Yeah, she fucked it up.
I couldn't help that she was still angry, but she kept talking when she should have just been quiet.
When your mother died. And
Oh,
then
this
went
bitch
around
keeps talking.
moping about me and asking where I was. Asking about me. Talking about me. And every birthday, every holiday, you sent me cards. Saying it was okay to come home. How you arranged everything. I thought it was a joke. Just a sense of humor. You were so weird sometimes.
Such a kidder, Jamie.
My eyes were locked on the wine glasses in my hands.
Look at all these
But
fucking
you had
dogs.
those boxes with my picture on it. All those photocopies of what you sent. Everything I sent. And some stuff. I don't know how you got it.
I had arranged it. I was all ready. You just wouldn't come back, I said.
And so you killed her, right? You killed your own mother first and then my aunt, right? Arranged it all so that I would come back to you.
You were away for so long when you should have been here with me. I love you, and you need me.
You need me.
You're fucking nuts.
The glasses slipped from my hand. The shattering startled me. When I looked at Leslie, she was gripping a revolver in both hands, pointing at me.
I'm going to call the police right now, and you're going to stand right there.
I stepped toward her. Each step forward, she stepped back. Why would you do that when I've worked so hard for us to be together? Despite whatever I did. It worked, didn't it?
That's in the
You're
past,
here.
though.
You're with me. One of your plans is finally
hair.
coming true. You're turning this place around.
Oh, you turn this fucking thing around onto me
together. You have to love me now. I didn't see a phone behind her. I don't know where she was trying to get to.
You always creeped me out a little, Jamie. You're
The
nice.
Splendiferous
You were
chocolate
nice,
chocolate chip
you're
pudding
deranged, and you need help. You need help, Jamie. I don't
Show me
love
the
you.
goods.
I don't.
I didn't listen to her. What she said didn't make a difference. I loved her. I was going to have her. I was going to have her completely to
I
myself.
want to have your body.
There was no point talking anymore. She was angry, like always. It was definitely the lowest point in the relationship. Her finger
This is a low
near the
part.
trigger, but didn't fire. I just kept moving toward her.
Low point of a
Maybe she was
relationship.
expecting me to give up, for me to just say I was joking.
Oh, God.
There was one
When I admitted I fucking killed her
practical
mother.
Jokes. She should have known that. She should have fired.
No
If she'd
jokes.
shot me, I probably would have stopped. I was determined, but not insane.
Oh, so not this.
I couldn't follow through with my plan with a gunshot wound. Instead, she tried to run past me. I stopped her by grabbing a hold of her silvery hair. She yelped. It was a funny-sounding little cry. It made me laugh. She struggled harder against my grip. A few strands came loose, but she wasn't getting away. She might have fired the gun. I couldn't hear very well then.
Sold the Kaiser?
Only the sounds of her frantic breaths were of any interest to me. She still didn't get me, though. I think she was trying to make noise.
You
Maybe
people
she was
really don't
screaming
get
too.
me.
I really don't know. I pulled her within reach of my other arm until I got
Oh,
a
did it
hand
just
around
crash?
her neck.
Fuck you.
Then I was able to get her.
Is this
against
game
the
audio?
wall and use both hands to strangle her.
You listen to audio
I
log?
can still hear her choking and those little yelps she made. Then I laughed and
Can't fuck her if I get shot.
kicked me. Then I was really angry. I pushed her against the wall.
Maybe
I
that's
pressed
the
harder
in-game.
against her throat.
The currency thing.
The gun fell to the floor. Leslie's fingers scratched at my hands.
My ass.
I waited for that moment. Tears fell from her eyes. I didn't know if she
Why's
was
she crying?
crying or
Yeah.
if that was an involuntary reaction.
I don't know if she's sad
Her
somehow.
eyes still moved
Them murdering her?
rapidly, like
What
she was
bitch.
searching for an escape. The moment was getting closer. She moved.
It's gotta, of
less
course,
and
make it
less.
about her.
She sputtered. Her eyes were still. She was
This
petting
is
my
a
hands
test
more,
donation.
No!
trying to get away. Her eyes became more glazed. Then I
Don't
made
do
my
that
move.
at the donut
I
shop.
kissed her. Only our second kiss ever, and this time I got what I wanted.
It's like that copy paste about the
final
guy
breath.
who like kidnaps the girl, his girlfriend.
The last
and, like,
exaltation of her being, the perfection
matter.
of her soul. She shouldn't have kept that house. If she had just thrown it all away and sold the property, she wouldn't have found those papers. And maybe she would have learned to love me. I was making her a room, a special room just for her to be happy in. I bought her that backpack she wanted, a really big one with flags of all different countries.
oh
I painted
wow.
ivory trim once I knew she liked it so much. I even got her a dollhouse with the colors she wanted for Creeper's Knoll, I think. And if she just gave it a chance instead of being mad, she would have liked pictures of herself.
I just wished you would have given me a chance.
She looked most alive, smiling and happy in them.
She looks mostly
I cut
alive.
out the other people. They didn't matter. I wanted just her.
cropped
I've
out his
done
own
my
son
best
from
to
the
make her
picture.
look the same, but her eyes clouded and her face stiffened before I could get the expression right. The smell should go away soon. My mom's only lasted a few weeks. I hadn't expected to have to learn taxidermy, but I think I've done fairly well in the short time.
Taxidermy, like Papa
I wish I
Post.
hadn't bought all those chains now, or reinforced the walls with steel beams. That's money I'll never
That's
get
money,
back.
dude. Killed this chick. Oh yeah, it was so money. Bet you don't want to fuck with me. Okay, next Otis Gyrie. Bye, Otis Gyrie. Peculiar case of sleep paralysis. Jeff Clement. Ah, let's just list it. Whatever. Fuck you. You're the worst. Maybe no. Bye, Otis Gyrie.
A peculiar case of
some
sleep
fucking
paralysis.
Wow.
Written by Maggie Louise.
Ghost.
Narrated by Jeff Clement.
Enzo. Explanation of what it does, please. I have 15 heads of dogs.
My sister developed sleep paralysis in the 1st grade. An unusual age to be having such menacingly realistic dreams caused by stress or outside forces.
Job Tales.
Something none of us could understand.
Job Tales?
It got to the point where she would stay up nights on end, sleeping after an unfocused day of school in the light of the living room.
Fuck!
Be up another night without rest.
Mutants Attack brought you useful
Frankly,
experience
we were
40.
worried about Amy and didn't know what to do. A parent's worst nightmare. Their child consumed
Bruce.
by a sickness.
Yeah, did you guys
they
play
couldn't
this?
understand. The doctors always said the same thing. A nightlight, a teddy bear, something generally comforting to aid her in sleep. But she was 7. Not some 4-year-old who couldn't for the life of them understand what was going on. She knew the dreams always started and ended the same, and that she couldn't find comfort in much that would lessen the terror caused by such. She said it was
My name is
always the
Consideration
same
in
thing. A lady who stood over her bedside, hair too long and
Dr.
straggly,
Ritalin.
smile too wide, eyes too large. And she would whisper that she was going to steal Amy's body. My sister would shake and scream until she woke herself. She said she knew that one day...
Pure horror injector.
We just saw them as
Pure
all too
horror.
realistic dreams. One night, my sister woke from a particularly
This
horrible
is an
nightmare of sleep
intermission.
paralysis,
Fuck,
and she
fuck,
wandered
cunt,
into my
fuck,
room
piss,
where
shit,
she
balls,
tugged on my
shit, balls,
shirt to
piss.
wake me. Seeing her in the pitch dark of the room was a bit
Shit balls.
unnerving, seeing as she
Shitty
was wide
balls.
awake and it was the middle
Much
of the
funny
night,
than
and I was confused why she hadn't crawled into bed with Mom and Dad.
9 E-caps. Tigid
I'm
Yug
sick of waking
704.
them up at night. Tony, would you come sleep with me in my bed?
I was a little
Maybe you could be
unsure,
my-
being a teenager, and wondering if this was weird or not, but
What if he
she
gets a
was my
boner?
sister, and I sucked it up. She smiled and said,
Good. You're my older
said
brother,
that?
so you protect me. You keep trying to tell me to keep things that give me comfort in my room.
I slept there for a couple of nights before her constant thrashing
why I don't
around and
trust
waking in bed had been
does.
enough, and then I started a routine of reading her stories until she fell asleep, crawling out of her bed
Pulse.
and sleeping on the floor. My parents would sometimes walk in to check on
brownies
us and
eat?
thought it was the sweetest thing that their teenage son was
Looks like
sleeping on the
brownies eat
floor,
rats.
watching over his
To
sister.
the homeless.
Meanwhile, I
Bring
woke
at
up
least
with
2
the
tales
feeling
of
a
mutant
broken
rats to the
back
homeless
every
and tell
single
about this
night.
discovery.
Amy woke up thrashing one night, her eyes wide open, but every other thing about her
When
told
do you
me that
fucking
she was
level up?
sleeping. I tried to get things under control, but as I stood to my feet and came near her bed, she started waving her arms around as if controlled by some otherworldly thing, and yelled,
Don't! Don't!
I knew that she was struggling with whatever was haunting her dreams, and so I met her by the side of the bed and woke the sleeper. Something you're never, ever supposed to do.
Jesus, what the fuck?
She woke up in an instant with tears streaming down her face, and she fucking pushed me. And I mean with adrenaline-induced inhuman strength for the little girl that was my sister. She was a menace. And then she snapped out of it.
What are we gonna do on the bed?
I stared at her from my fallen position on the floor.
I don't know what happened.
She cried.
I am so sorry. Don't leave me here in my room. Please don't be mad.
And, well, I was there the next night, clear as day. I resumed my spot on the floor after she was peacefully snoring in bed. This time, it was only after about 20 minutes of her sleeping that she woke up restlessly. For lack of a better term, woke and started in on the screaming. My sister was absolutely terrified. Her blanket flew off the bed and covered me on the floor, and I crawled out from under, struggling to regain balance as I stood. Standing at the end of the bed, my sister stared at me with wide eyes and screaming.
Bro.
Come!
So I listened to her and came, and when I did, she knocked me to the floor and woke up, and the entire fiasco had repeated itself just as the night prior. By this point, I was kind of scared by these night terrors.
Just jump up and run.
Something as simple as sleep paralysis, giving my sister the strength like something was inside her,
and I cannot
controlling her, giving her the strength to harm her brother, the person she said she thought could save her from this. The third night in a row, the blanket hit, and I tried a new approach. Her eyes burst open, and she was screaming, attempting to swat at something imaginary in front of her.
So the parents aren't home?
I crawled out from under, sneaking a peek at the bed. Her eyes pointed to the left of her bed where they always were, searching for me or something. I steadily walked to the other side, but before I even got there, her head snapped in my direction, and she screamed. I walked closer.
Viewer count rising.
We met eyes, and I was about to wake her from her slumber. Her sweaty grip held onto my shirt, and I trembled in front of her.
I'm awake.
She threw me to the floor. I scurried backward on my legs, and my sister bolted from the bed with adrenaline pumping her to the exit of the room. She grabbed my hand on the way out and slammed the bedroom door behind us.
What the fuck?
I yelled at my sister, our parents now waking from their slumbers and crawling out of bed. I felt instantly bad that I had cursed in her face, but she was scaring the crap out of me, and I was utterly confused at what had just happened.
I was utterly confused.
I woke up in the middle of this dream.
She said.
I've been warning you for a couple of nights. Don't come closer.
Don't come.
What? I asked, shaking my head. I pieced together the things my sister had been saying to me over the past few nights, how she had thrown me to the floor. I told her about the crazy things she had been doing without even knowing it.
Well, this time I woke up.
She started, tears pouring down her face, voice turning to a whisper as our parents came into the hallway.
The lady that stands over my bed tried to grab a hold of you.
She tried to make me come.
I saw her trying to climb into your mouth, and it was hanging open.
Don't come closer. The pushing.
I am rock hard.
My sister had been trying to save my life from whatever the hell lived in that bedroom. The distinct feeling of something in my mouth came to light, and I reached a finger behind one of my front teeth.
It was a comer.
Only to pull out a fingernail.
You didn't notice that? Is that the end? Yeah, it is. Okay, loser. Oh yeah, also there was a fingernail in my mouth.
Chilling tales for dark nights.
Nice job. Shit balls. Shitty balls. He ate a ghost in his sleep. You eat 3 ghosts a year, on average. Well, steal that for Twitter.
Welcome, by Sean McDaniel.
By Otis.
Narrated by Otis Gyra.
By Otis Gyra.
The sign said, "Welcome, open house." He didn't know why he pulled into the driveway. He had not been in the market for a home. Dave thought it might be a combination of how beautiful the house was and the magnificent oak tree towering above it. But there was another reason.
Thanks, Copy Pasta, for giving me content for
gorgeous realtor standing on the lawn, motioning for him to pull in. This would be all the curiosity needed to finalize his decision. We all know that a man on the fence can be told to get down by a pretty girl.
Okay. That's a ghost axiom.
When Dave got out of the car, she walked over and shook his hand. He noticed that she wore a long skirt that dragged a bit, instead of the usual pantsuit most modern women in business tended to stick to. He thought it added to her charm. There was also the scent. There is always the scent of a woman, very pleasant to a man's senses, but this was something more. It was subtle, almost sweet. With every word, he drifted into a lulled state, knowing that he could listen to everything this woman would ever say to him. In those first few minutes of meeting her, Dave knew he was in love. It would seem that she felt it.
Why should I register myself?
With a batting of her eyes and a blushing of her cheeks, she beckoned him into the home. Dave noted to himself that even though she only spoke of the trappings of this glorious Victorian cottage, including the ancient oak tree that towered above it, each new detail of the property was one he wanted to hear. In fact, he needed to hear it. She, herself, seemed most charmed by the tree. Dave had to admit it to be one beautiful tree, and he could imagine their children playing on its ancient branches. Then she did something he didn't expect. She pulled the welcome open house sign from the ground and said, "There will be no need for this because this is sure to be your new home." And then she smiled. He could almost believe it to be true. He had no savings and his credit was shot.
Just do it.
He knew as he followed his new love and that oh-so-sweet nectar of assent into the home that he only wanted to make her happy.
Sick, I got some tubes
Lost
and
in
some
his
cotton.
own thoughts, he didn't realize that she had stopped walking. He didn't know when it happened, but he had passed her by.
Love him.
He was almost to the kitchen when he turned. She was no longer talking about the house as she stood by the front door. She closed it, and almost immediately the sweet smell disappeared. It was as if someone had cut off all the oxygen to his lungs. The softness had left her face, and she was no longer smiling. This is not my love after all. What the hell is wrong with me? He thought. Hey, I'm sorry for any misunderstanding, but I think I should go, he said, taking a step forward. Go, she answered back. You can't leave, I'm afraid. This is the end. You are home. Dave ran past her to the door, but he could not get it open. The knob wouldn't even turn. He ran to the window, but couldn't open it.
Fucking spiders?
As he looked through the window, Dave couldn't help but notice his car was gone. It was not just his car, though. The concrete under it had also vanished. Nothing remained but dirt and grass now. He turned to find something to break the window when he saw the woman before him as if floating, but she was not. She was at least 3 or 4 feet off the ground, hunched over a little to accommodate the ceiling.
Oh wow, sick.
From
People argued
dress,
on Twitter with my fucking thing still tagged
descended to and into the floor. Her skin had taken a sickly greenish hue, and he could see blue veins throughout, bulging from under her skin. Dave was very
In the context of morality, yes.
He saw a vase on the coffee table, and with no more thought than that of a fly escaping a hand, he grabbed it to throw at the window.
Shit.
As he threw, he turned his head to avoid the shattering glass, but there was none. He realized the vase did not fly through the air as he intended. As he slowly turned his head to see, it remained in midair. It was supported by dark brown roots. The mouth of the vase stared emptily back at him. He ran to where he didn't know or care. He just wanted out. He ran to the back door.
Fucking please.
He could hear a noise like cracking branches following behind him. He could hear her talking to him. She seemed to be teasing him. Dave, where did you go? Do you like the house? She asked.
Don't you like
In the
the
kitchen,
house?
Dave saw knives above the stove,
Back
held in
in
place
action.
by magnets. He didn't know what he would do with the weapon, but in his mind, he dared her to get in his way. He grabbed the knife, but it wouldn't come free. Instead, it only came away from the wall as far as he pulled.
I only want to see people saying a funny thing to me. I don't want argues.
In his hand, the knife changed.
I only want to be able to argue and not have to see it back.
As he held the
New
handle,
gamer
the
cock.
knife began to snake around his hand, but
This game's
before it could
perfect.
get
You're
a
the
hold of him,
cock.
Dave broke free. She came around the corner. He could see the roots beneath her cracking and splitting as she moved about, leaving a trail in the floor.
Oh yeah, it's because it didn't heal.
Let me show
Fuck,
you the
shit.
upstairs nursery, she said. Her voice, if you could call it a her, had become hollow. Her skin was like a dark, gray bark. The dress had taken the same shape as her skin, becoming a part of the whole.
Give that dark bark.
Her eyes, he could
If
no
you could call
longer
them
see her eyes, nor could he discern a nose. She spoke through the slit that was once her mouth. It really
Don't
is
talk to
something
me
to
through your
see,
slit.
Dave, she said. There was only one
This
other
game
door.
is
She was
sZone
blocking
online.
the way. He didn't want to go anywhere near her. He would have to decide to take his chances. He bolted and almost tripped and fell. Regaining his footing, Dave opened the door and grabbed the door jamb before falling into the basement. But somehow,
Grab the
it
4chan.
was not a basement. There were no stairs, only what looked like a dirt path that led down. The path snaked around the left toward what he guessed was the front of the house. He didn't know where the light was coming from, but he was able to see a little. He didn't walk too far when he found himself in a small cave that must have been beneath the front yard. The source of light became obvious when he saw sunlight coming through holes in the ground above. There was also a hissing sound. It seemed to be coming from beneath him, and he looked down. At his feet, where he thought he might find snakes, instead he saw smoke. It was coming from his shoes. Dave found that he was standing at the edge of a small pond. The water seemed to be eating at his shoes like acid.
Oh, cool.
He stepped back.
Okay,
The
this song just
solution
goes
still
down.
on
I'll
his
go to the
shoes
spiders.
continued to melt and eat away at the rubber soles. He took them off and received a decent burn to one of his fingers, though he tried to be careful. Now shoeless, he heard another noise, like rain, from the opposite side of the cave. Even though some light shone into the
Easy
cave,
way to get
Dave still
laid
had some
is
trouble
to
seeing
do
and
something
had to
really hot
squint.
for a bud of yours, and
On
then
the
talk
other
about
side,
what it would be
you
like
could
to
see
have sex with each
huge
other.
tree roots
Put it in her
and
or
seen
his
from the
mind,
ancient
and
open
she or
yard.
he wants it, then
They
fine.
were leaking something like sap. It was all draining into a small
Trick her into
pond,
some
and he
fucking-
realized it wasn't sap at all. It was the
Do these guys
strange
help?
acid that
Yeah.
had taken his shoes.
There's just a shot coming out of his
Focusing
arm.
hard on the massive roots, he
Oh, fuck
almost
me up.
figured out too late that the solution was now rising, getting deeper and closer to his unprotected feet. He stumbled back and fell onto his backside. High above the house, clouds cleared way, and the sun shone down brighter than it had been. The cave also seemed brighter. What Dave saw in the light horrified him. He could see his car under the surface of the pond, with smoke rising as the solution
Be like, hey
ate
ho,
away at
then
his
you just
little
sex.
Nissan. All around him, he saw scattered bones. He raced back to the house after he saw a human skull at his feet. Almost as if by cue, the horn blasted from the Nissan as the acid found its way through the electrical system, speeding him along. Once back inside the house, he went through the kitchen door where there was no longer a kitchen. He ran through the hallway where one no longer existed. In fact, the only way left to him was up. Everything in the house had changed. The walls were now covered with the same dark gray bark that had become the skin of the woman. There were no more windows, and all the furnishings were gone. He had to be careful.
Yeah, I
not
think
to
Welge's
trip on the roots
infiltrated.
that he now found running through what
Welge's
used to
doing
be the
recon.
floor. Frustrated and more scared than he had ever been, he screamed as he ran up what used to be the stairs. Shh, she hissed. You'll wake the babies. Her voice echoed all around,
come over here.
seeming to come from the very walls. He yelled back at her. One would think he called her a grunt, but it was another word he yelled that rhymed with grunt. But who knows?
That
what he
rhymed with
actually
cunt?
said. Dave was very upset.
Okay, what?
The way he ran only...
You might think he called her a grunt, but it was a word that rhymed with cunt.
Her voice echoed all around him, seeming to come from the very walls. He yelled back at her. One would think he called her a grunt, but it was another word he yelled that rhymed with grunt. But who knows what he actually said. Dave was very upset. The way he ran only led to one room. All around this room were tiny plants. He heard buzzing and watched as a fly flew over and landed, sprinkling
I
the
wish when you
jaws of
killed
something
5 of
like
these
a
you were
Venus
immune to them
flytrap,
and they won't
but
fight you
not
anymore.
quite. They were all over the room, each snapping as a fly landed from its final trip.
Can I get my other gun? Okay, I think we're done with
started
this.
sobbing.
Please do prank calls.
He looked back toward the door and saw the strange liquid rising from the hallway. It snaked towards him. Dave doubled over, his hands sinking a little into the soft floor. Maggots were crawling all over his hands. He felt something hard beneath his palm. He picked up a small gold ring, still attached to a bony mess that used to be a finger. This is when he cracked.
Okay.
It was officially more than his mind could take. And he began to giggle. The giggle became outright laughter. Then Dave smelled it again. That oh-so-sweet smell which had lured him into the home. And he found peace. The father was the first to get out of the car, followed by the mom and 3 kids. He shook the woman realtor's hand. They had seen the sign that read, "Welcome, open house." They were in the market and had decided to take a look. The mother noticed it first. It was a sweet smell coming from the woman. It was a wonderful perfume that was not at all overpowering. "She smells just like flowers," the wife whispered to her husband. He smiled in agreement.
By Otis Gyrie. So what, a real estate agent kept selling a house with ghosts? Oh, the devil behind you. Do we even want anything? How about we're done now? You're shit, you're shit. Welgi is a criminal. We know you're Welgi, Jorvalt. Welgi is a criminal. Can't fool us.
He sat under the tree in the dark
and
stared at the illuminated stained glass windows of the church. A few late arrivals were hurrying from the parking lot. A pair of high heels clicked up the sidewalk, the last of the faithful sounding off the final seconds. The door swung open, letting a shaft of light pierce the darkness, and then pneumatically hissed shut.
They didn't remove me from the
service was
thing.
Beginning. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow, the chant began, with a choir
no
leading.
fucker.
He watched all this from the edge of the woods, in his usual Sunday night seat. He stood and automatically wiped the pants of his new blue suit. It would be an hour now before the service would end, and his mother would be back to pick him up. The 8-year-old boy dreaded the lonely Sunday ordeal, but he had stopped questioning his mother's absence. He was shunned by the other church members, and he knew it concerned his mother's past and the father he never
Concerning
had.
your daughter, 2
At times
years
he
ago.
sat through the sermon, but the fear and tension that traveled through
Only
the
it's
crowd
him.
as
Yeah,
they
don't listen,
listened
it's Welgi.
to the red-faced preacher frightened him. He dimly grasped the teaching of an ever-present danger of hell and damnation. But
We
his
already
young
played
mind
Sanitarium,
sometimes
thank
rebelled,
you.
And he sought a quiet forest.
Life is no
He could feel the
procedural
breeze rustling
MMO.
the few remaining stubborn leaves. An occasional chill reminded him of the winter to come. Are you
Muffin
lost?
Night.
The sudden
What's
voice
Muffin
shattered
Night? I
the
feel like
quiet
playing
darkness
Muffin Night.
and pricked the boy's heart into a racing flutter. He turned quickly and stared upward at the looming silhouette.
How about
the
just
figure
smite?
now,
Okay.
seeming to telescope back to normal size after
No,
its eagerly
no.
exaggerated
Backlog
hugeness.
only.
A round face, impossibly round, with eyes yielding space enough for several noses, although one was not immediately apparent in the vast arena, leaned toward him. A mouth, large beyond
Rogue
belief,
shooter.
as if it served double duty because
Bad
of the
dragon.
minute nose, curved across the face like the world's last river after all else has eroded to pale desert.
Septeric.
I
Oh, yeah, that's
say,
not fucking.
Are you lost, boy? Clenching bits of twigs and crushed leaves in his fists, the boy attempted to answer, but for the moment could only stammer. The gibbous face nodded with lips stretching another inch and smile.
Strategic war in Europe.
Where do you belong? The boy found his voice at last, but it sounded awkward. The church. I was at church. He pointed back over the hill from where the distant rumble of the preacher could still be heard, working steadily toward the meat of the sermon. Heavy, deliberate laughter came slowly from the crouched figure, as if much more was imprisoned in the barrel chest, but only a carefully measured portion was allowed to escape through those awful lips. Slipped away from church, eh? Slipped away to the woods. The man gazed about the dark forest. Couldn't stand to be cooped up, I'll bet. I can understand that. You'd rather visit with me than listen to the preacher go at it.
Account.
Well, you found a kindred soul. I can't stand those Bible thumpers or close quarters either.
Okay.
The man's huge face seemed to blot out the small amount of nightlight that filtered through the trees. The boy tried to stand, but the man put a thick hand on his shoulder and held him firmly down.
Oh, it's a music base.
Now, where do you think you're going? The boy stared at the bulging forearm inches from his face. For a moment, he seemed to be counting the coarse black hairs that, with the movement of the breeze, appeared to be crawling along the arm. I have to go back now. They'll be missing me. The man laughed again.
Okay.
No, son. You've made your choice. They wanted you, and instead you came here to me, and here you'll stay. I can't let you go now.
The whole game?
We haven't got to know each other.
I'm trying to set up combos.
I didn't ask for you, but maybe you can
You can just, yeah, there you go.
He tightened his grip on the boy's shoulder. I hope so. I really hope so. All of the boy's suspicions were aroused. A terrible possibility occurred to him.
Other stuff too.
When he spoke, his voice was tiny, made small by fear. Who are you? What can I do? The man settled himself, facing the boy, and moved his hand to grip a leg just above the ankle. You tell me, boy. Who do you think you found here in the woods?
Oh, there you go.
His leg felt like a small rope in the man's grip, but the boy spoke his heart. I think...
Satin.
I think you're the devil.
The devil? Yeah.
He trembled again. I skipped church, and you got me. The last words were drowned in the man's laughter, louder this time. The devil. He chuckled again. I like that. You figured that out all by yourself in a minute of seeing me, when it's taken others quite some time before they call me by that name. He shook the boy's leg. What do you think of this outfit? The boy stared closely at the man's clothing for the first time.
Used it.
He could see a loosely fitting white shirt and pants with a faded blue strip along the legs.
By looking at him, he could see his clothing.
A pistol butt protruded from the waistline. That's like what they wear at the state prison.
That's like a devil garment.
The man shook the leg in congratulations. Right again! You are a wonder boy.
Look at the big brains.
I've been in there visiting friends. The laughter returned. Yes, sir. I was just visiting with some good old buddies of mine who followed in my steps. He leaned closer to the
What do you guys think of Turbo?
But there comes a time to leave, and my time came. As enjoyable as the company was to me, you can't expect me to stay there a lifetime. Sure you can, but others might have different ideas. So here I am, moving along at night and running into you.
I think it's Jason Wellgate.
Now, as to your help, boy. Well, I don't know right offhand, but it will come. It will come. You keep real quiet, and let's look at this church you left to find me. The man retained a tight clasp on one arm, but he let the boy lead him to the edge of the forest. They stared across a lake of asphalt.
Now squeal like a pig, boy.
Now squeal like a pig, boy.
The glass windows revealed only a dozen cars hurtled close to the building. Sunday evening services were attended only by the elderly, the newly converted, and a handful of the always faithful. It was hard for the boy to believe that minutes earlier he had purposely left such a safe, warm place. He wanted to cry, but his fright was beyond tears.
This game sucks dick.
His small brow wrinkled with effort as he sought to radiate promises of everlasting goodness in the future for a bit of help in the present. The man squatted beside him, while the strangely emotional voice from inside the church washed over them, unheard. Even when the man spoke an inch from his ear, the boy could not look at him.
A pretty little church. Pretty. Not too large, but large enough for the faithful in a town this size. And large enough for me to find what I need to leave this place forever. I see some stairs there in the back, my boy. Do you know where they lead?
The boy thought for a moment. It's a little room for the singers, the choir. That's where they put on their robes. The man tightened his grip on the boy's arm.
Perfect. Exactly as I thought. But I needed you to be sure. A nice little choir room where they ready themselves to sing Thanksgiving. Do you remember seeing ladies' pocketbooks there? Purses, boy, where they keep their money and car keys?
When the boy nodded, the man embraced him quickly before turning the child to face him directly. Inches apart, the boy could not see both the man's eyes without turning his head. The breath from the worm-like lips was overpowering. He quivered in the man's arms, ready to faint, but the man shook him to attention.
Now listen carefully, boy, for your life depends on you hearing and obeying what I'm about to ask of you.
He turned his head slightly toward the church, as if to keep one eye there, while the other remained tightly on the boy's white features.
Think of a lady in that choir, sitting just now behind the preacher, her hands in her lap waiting for the next hymn to be sung. Think of one in particular for me, boy, one who drives a nice big car you couldn't help but remember.
The man turned the boy back to face the knot of cars.
Maybe she drives that green one there, or that black one next to it. Just pick out one that belongs to some nice lady and you're certain is in the choir.
The boy thought for a moment before answering. The black one. The big one. It belongs to the lady who plays the organ. But she dresses with the singers, too.
That would do nicely, boy. She doesn't have to sing. I'll sing for both of us for miles and miles. Now you, my little friend, just slip across to the church, up those stairs, and find the organ lady's purse. Don't try to bring it all back. All I need are the keys. Her little fold of money would be a nice present, but that's just a suggestion. The keys are the thing.
The boy could not think. His mind swam with indecision, while his body ached to curl on the ground and rest. The man shook him with impatience.
You've got to do it. If you don't, I'll send you to hell in a minute, and you'll never see your dear mother again. What we do to little boys when we get them there. But I don't want to frighten you with that. Do this for me and I'll let you go back. You're a tough little one. I could see that right off. And smart. A little girl I wouldn't trust with this job, but you can do it and live to tell about it. The time you helped the devil himself.
He turned to the boy to face him again,
Did she kill
and that
him?
wide mouth folded into a line of determination.
You see this pistol, don't you, boy? Yes, I knew you had. As sure as I'm the devil himself, I can pop your little skull with this gun and send you to hell right now. Tears blurred the boy's vision, but he wiped them on his sleeve. I'll do it. Just let me do it and go away. I won't ever skip church.
Oh yeah, Project D.
The man interrupted. Now that's all right.
No, that's all right.
Do this little thing for me and you'll have the devil behind you. Just don't bang about and get yourself caught. No excuses. If you don't come back,
The
I'll
devil
carry
can't
you away
steal
to where
car
the
keys.
sun never shines.
You can't steal
and
car
little
keys?
boys cry for all eternity. After one
fucked
final
up.
look at that terrible smile, the boy lunged from the forest toward the church. He could hear the low laughter over the soft padding of his feet and the quick gasps of his lungs. The wind cut through his thin clothing to damp skin, chilling him thoroughly. He felt no relief as the distance from the strange, awful man increased. The terrible, lonely responsibility was worse than the grip of certain death. He hesitated a second at the bottom of the steps, listening under the preacher's loud exhortations for the sounds of other adults. Hearing none, he climbed quickly and slipped into the small room. Coats, sweaters, and hats dotted a score of folding metal chairs. He found the purses grouped together in a corner. It took just a moment to find the one he sought, a green leather one large enough to hold a small dog. A frantic digging uncovered the keys, and he was quickly out the door and down the stairs. He stopped at the edge of the woods, unable to see the man in the darkness. After a few tentative steps, he listened carefully, but could hear only the night sounds of the forest. Relief was a moment from flooding his mind.
Don't be
when he
mean to
turned
Jorvolt.
slightly, and his eyes focused on the man sitting just to one side of the path.
Not Jorvolt.
The boy was more shaken by the silent discovery than he would have been from a sudden gesture or noise. For an eternity of seconds, they stared at each other without movement. The boy raised an arm, unclasped a fist, and displayed the keys.
Dipason and Von
A
Jericho
long,
are
even row of teeth.
What?
So where did
appeared
IHR saying
in
it
the
been
dark
der first
haze.
Uber das hier des Herrn
The
bin gekommen.
keys. Well done, my boy. Well done.
Jericho here?
Now we must give him a try, and quickly, for this silence no doubt means the prayer at the end of the sermon.
Oh, this thing's
That
way.
leaves a verse or two of him, a benediction, and then a swift, sure discovery of your little theft. Susan stepped
Bye,
to the
oldest
boy's
diary.
side. Perhaps we'll be lucky, and a few lost ones will choose this moment to step down the aisle and prompt another verse or two.
You have to
I
speak
can't
like
go
that.
with you. You said if I... The man grabbed the boy by both arms.
Arms.
Now, I know
White
what
stays.
I said. Just come with me to the edge of town. If I free you now, your hallelujahs might embarrass me in front of the congregation. The man tucked the boy under his arm, and his free arm kept all
Soul magic,
screams
blood magic.
and cries from escaping. As they
Okay.
crossed the parking lot, the
It's like
boy,
what?
half
Flash of
choked
Rage.
and dazed with fear, ceased
Don't fuck me
to
up.
struggle. The car started easily, and the man edged it slowly away from the church toward the highway. In a few moments, the town was behind them, and the man sighed with noise
Soul
and
magic.
apparent relish. He watched the edges of the highway carefully. Need a little road.
Oh, neat.
A nice, quiet road for us to conclude our deal. The boy stirred in the front seat as the car
Okay, so
left the
F2?
highway and bounced in the ruts of a dirt road.
The rut.
His eye fell on the black grip of the pistol peeking out from the loose clothing.
I'm in
and a
level 4.
desperate
This
hope
is
was born.
Avencast.
The man did
Avencast.
not stop until the road ended at the ruins of a burned homestead. A bleached
Whoa.
chimney tottered over the weeds. The man turned toward the boy and sighed again. You know, I'll make a pretty poor devil. Up till now, I've done my best with the role. He shook his head.
But I think you should take over.
Admit, temptation came my way at last. I mean, boy,
Temptation
I was
to that
actually
ass.
tempted for a moment to let you go. The boy crouched in a corner as far from the massive figure as possible. His fright was bottled up.
My fright!
Put away. His body tingled with alertness. One small hand slipped from a jacket pocket and crawled along the seat. When he spoke, the boy didn't recognize his own voice. You promised. The man suppressed a laugh. Sometimes.
That's not surprising.
I promise too much, boy. I did threaten to send you to hell. The dark figure moved across the seat. But since you were such a good fellow, I'll send you to heaven instead. At the movement, the boy deftly snatched the pistol and pointed it at the massive head. He saw the startled look on that hideous face as his fingers searched for the trigger that was not there.
Okay,
Not understanding, he jerked back against the window and in the moonlight stared with horror at the crudely carved piece of wood covered with black shoe polish. The same moonlight gave him one final glimpse of that wide, awful smile.
What? A piece of wood covered with shoe polish? Was he wearing a mask or something? A double mask? I don't know. Is that the whole thing? Wow, terrifying. Fair trade. Daylight dims. Is it quiet? You are fucked up. No quick save? You're ugly.
Jorvelt is Welsh, don't believe anything else. He's using goblin darts, only new fucks use that shit. We know your game, Welsh. We want mermaid cannons. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
My oldest diary. We want mermaid cannons.
Watching the crowded street. Each narrow sidewalk and every shop seemed to have people moving all about, careless of the bad weather.
My
It
oldest
rang as
diary.
odd to him that no one attempted to share the space under the awning, let alone even look at his direction. In lighter weather, Garth might have steeled himself and re-entered the fray.
Reanimator.
He had a lot of shopping left to do, after all. But right when he stuck his foot out, ready to walk, a fresh
On Reddit.
downpour followed a terrifying peal of thunder. Without another thought, Garth turned and
Welch here.
the tiny door.
Yeah, is this quiet? What did they say? The boy is now a sex.
Maria could wait an hour more for groceries. Hello, sir, a voice said from somewhere.
It's that devil again.
Garth turned away from the storm and looked into the shop, surprised by the appearance.
Poisonous spider, I think you mean venomous.
Narrow. And when he thought of it, he was amazed that it managed to fit between Finnegan's family restaurant and Benny's butchery in the first place. In fact, Garth had never ever noticed the shop before. Once he got past the initial feeling of being cramped, he realized he couldn't quite tell what the store sold, or for that matter,
oh yeah, do you loot them?
Spoken.
Yeah,
Two shelves ran the length of it, and
super
as he
quiet.
walked between them, he saw they were filled with nothing but certificates and trophies. They represented all kinds of achievements.
Yeah,
from
there'll be
swimming
more
tournaments
developer interviews.
to chess
Guess.
championships and, strangely enough, marriage and birth certificates. Forgeries, Garth whispered to himself. What was that, sir? By then, he was far enough into the shop to see a small desk at the far end of the room and a little man sitting behind it. The man was one of those odd people, full of contradictions. Young, but with a face full of wrinkles. He appeared stick-like, but sat with a straight back and held a steady gaze. Garth, who was over 6 feet tall, already felt smaller than the man. As he approached the desk, he stuck his hand deep into his coat pockets.
Dude, developer interview with Welge.
Hello, the man replied. I noticed you looking at my achievements.
My achievements.
Garth raised his eyebrows.
Get his gamer score up.
He looked around and back at the man. Oh, yes, I see. I really only came in for shelter, you know. Although I didn't think that it was legal to have a shop like this right out in the open. It's a very reputable street.
It's a boozy shop.
The man laughed and stood.
Nice laugh.
They shook hands. His
Just a wee kick in the bum.
Garth's touch. My name is Daniel Sandvilles, and while those are indeed my achievements, they are also not forgeries, he winked. However, they do not necessarily belong to me. I see. They're yours, but they don't belong to you. Garth was beginning to wonder whether the man was all there. Was the rain coming down outside? He turned to check, but was drawn back to the man speaking.
Just a bit of our trademark.
Hey Sean, it is me, Welch. I just wanted to say thank you for advertising Time Ramicide.
Why can she say Ramicide?
I can repay you one day, any way you like. I heard you asshole is really loose, so we can try that if you like. I like a boy who anime and a bass desudasu.
Garth stared at the different items.
Well, thanks. You hurt me.
A half smile crept across his
Played
face.
a lot of good games today.
He grew worried, but the fellow didn't seem much of a threat. Suddenly, a watch stole Garth's attention.
Shovel Knight. It was. You should wait until the last day of the sale, because I think they'll do a bunch of sales. They'll bring them back. And it was $9 or something.
Garth said. What you do?
Welge here.
What is it you sell? He was very curious how he made his living. Daniel Sandvilles beamed as though he'd been paid a generous compliment. Well, Mr. Cameron, I'll do what anyone with a good product.
Too quiet still?
I'll show instead of tell. If you like what you see, you can choose to buy or walk away. Although, he added, leaning over the desk, between you and me, you'll buy. I'll bet on it. I see, Garth said. As far as he could tell, it was a
ground spider.
business,
instantly comes from
case,
ceiling.
It was madness to associate with fake goods. Imagine a lawyer, of all people, being caught in such a place. But there was no one around, and he was curious.
Come fuck me, baby. Oh.
Excellent,
come fuck me, baby.
Daniel said. He turned and opened a rickety door to his right and entered without so much as a glance to see if Garth followed. Garth looked over his shoulder, but the people outside continued to walk right by the shop without a single cursory glance. He had a feeling the place didn't get much business, despite
Don't
the
fuck me up.
of achievement. He followed the man through the door. The room held nothing in the way of furniture, except a wooden desk in the middle with a chair on either side. The wall opposite.
New wall? Okay, I think this will be the last one. Then I got it.
And the wall to the right held more shelves.
Oh, it's almost new Steam sales.
Those are my more prized possessions. Daniel said, making his way around the desk. Daniel opened the top.
Do I have to do this again?
Took out a single die and a silver
what?
coin. He laid them down in front of
Continue.
Garth.
Yeah, can I just press escape and overrule?
I'm not quite sure I see, said Garth. Then I'll put it simply as I can.
Disappointed with divinity. Okay, dude.
You give me something, and I give something to you. We can start by flipping the coin, or if you're suspicious, you can use one from your pocket.
They probably would have forgot about you, but I just loaded my save and I named it Jor Vault, so they might remember.
Yes, whatever. Now that's a normal coin, so if you flip it 10 times, roughly 5 will come out heads and 5 tails, correct? Yes, I'd say so.
What the fuck is this?
I'm telling you, if you give me something, I can make it land tails every time, or heads if you prefer. And it only needs to be something small.
You're simply getting the
Since I'm
Saint
only
treatment.
giving you a small
Wow,
something in
Saint.
return.
He has to self-insert
Understand?
even when he's not here.
I think
Wow,
so.
Saint. It was pretty